All right, back with another video. I got lazy. I didn't get lazy. I got sick, and I didn't make videos. But I'm back, and I'm making a video today. And to be honest with you, not much has changed. I went on the news sites today, CNN, Fox News. I went on Ground News, and if you do that, you'll see that all the news channels basically have the same stories. So the first story is that Trump cut, funding to Public Broadcasting Network, the corporation, and that they're going to have to shutter their doors in September, which is, they're probably going to have some layoffs come September, but I highly doubt that. Oh, my glasses are crooked. I highly doubt that PBS as an entity on the whole will go under. Possibly, who knows? It might be a trend. The second news story is about this Montana shooter. And I was talking to my friend today, and he brought up, I was like, oh, it's a slow news day, and I was like, the Trump cuts PBS funding and the Montana shooter, and he's like, but what's crazy that there's been these string of attacks across the country, and I explained to him, I was like, no, it's not crazy, dude. It's not crazy at all. This is what happens when a country collapses and a society collapses. People lose it, and people do insane shit. And that's what we're seeing in society today. People have been pushed to the edge, and people are tired and they're broken. And so when people, much like animals, get cornered, they lash out, especially when they feel like they have no other outlets to be represented. And so I think that's, these random attacks, these murders in the woods, these mass shootings, these are all symptoms of a sick society, and a society that's slowly deteriorating. Pretty heavy shit to get into 2 minutes and 30 seconds into a video, but that's the society we live in today. And it seems like everybody likes to turn a blind eye to that type of stuff. We live in a society of love and tolerance, and do unto thy neighbor as they would do unto you, and we have to be so accepting. But once you get past the civilian level of etiquette, that shit ends. It ends. There is no civility in our government. There is no civility in our foreign policy. Love thy neighbor ends in fucking, what are the GPS coordinates to your house so I can hit it with a fucking JDAM begin. And the world isn't fucking pink clouds and gummy bears and cotton candy. It isn't. It's not. And we're lucky that we're not on the other end of our country's foreign policy. I'll tell you that, especially countries like Ukraine or Gaza, we're really lucky because there's a lot of suffering in the world at the hands of the U.S. government, and it seems to be lashing out more as society kind of gets sicker and collapses. I don't know. It's interesting times, that's for sure. Let me take a sip of water, some H2O. Oh, drink plenty of water, guys. Come on. If you're not hydrating, then you're fucked. No, I don't know. If you're not hydrating, you should be. That's for sure. Drink lots of water, lots of filtered water. Try to eat healthy. Try to eat, I mostly eat raw foods, but we're getting off topic because I took a sip of water and I have ADD, and water got me onto diet shit. But things aren't great out there. But it's going to get worse. That's guaranteed. Things are going to have to get worse in a sick society before things get better, because everybody hasn't woken up yet. We're still pretending everything's fine. Everything is hunky-dory. This is a vape. Don't vape. Try not to vape. I gotta try and quit this shit. But you know, it is a vice that I have. I try not to drink or do drugs. That's something I don't do. I try and be of sound mind. I try and have a connection to God, because those are all things that, you know, when you see a world as insane as the world that we live in today, you need some things to bring peace and sanity to your life and kind of ground you back to earth. Because something we also have to remember is a lot of the woes in our society and the problems are all results of man's doing, right? This is man being man, trying to play God, controlling the show. It's a story as old as human history. Only now we have technology that would boggle the minds of our forefathers. And so humanity is enslaved to that, and that's probably one of the reasons that they think everything is fine. I don't know. It's odd because I surround myself with people, and very few of them are kind of awake to what's going on in the country or the world. And they still come off as normal people. These are people who usually still fall into the left and right paradigm of things, right? Team red, team blue. Our guys are going to save the day. The other guys are completely wrong. We're going to take down the country in the meantime on both sides while we try and fight out our ideologies, which both are fucking wrong. I mean, on the right, it's inherently greedy, and apparently now the right's all in bed with tech, which is really weird because the left used to be the ones in bed with tech, but now the right's all in bed with these AI agencies and Silicon Valley and pro-war. The left is pro-war. The left's in bed with Hollywood and many corporations. It's interesting that the corporations serve the social policies that the left likes, and the corporations serve at the same time, you know, like let's talk about banks. Banks will serve the social needs of the left with their, woke pandering, whatever you want to call it, and they'll serve the fiscal purpose of the right in their, profits over people. And that's another reason this country is kind of in the position it is. What if I just take the glasses off and talk to you without the glasses? That seems better. Do I look weird? Newsflash, I always look weird. But almost 8 minutes, not bad. So as society descends down this spiral of inevitable collapse, right? Because the system we're in right now isn't sustainable. It's easy to see that. You can see our debt. You can see, we use fractional reserve banking as our monetary system, which inherently isn't feasible long term. The amount of credit people are using, the stock market, I don't even know what that reflects anymore, because industry and production and manufacturing have been gutted from this country. So the stock market's basically built on service jobs and Silicon Valley, right? What else is there? I don't know. But things are only going to get worse. So be ready. Don't be at the scenes of the crimes when they get worse. Just try and stay away from those places if you can. I live in a large city. It's large enough where when things happen here, you can avoid it, unless it's going to be something like a natural disaster. In which case, you can also be prepared for that, and you can be of sound-minded body and handle those situations well. God helps center me in that aspect, in the regard that I don't fear much anymore. I don't fear what people think about me. I don't fear what my opinions are. I don't really fear death. I fear not having relationships anymore with people I love. But that's about it. And I fear my God sometimes, but I think my God's also a loving God, so I'm not very fearful of God. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm coming back off of a sickness. Let's see what else another news story is. Oh, and both on CNN and Fox News, they have both of them have the same story about how Trump repositioned our nuclear subs strategically because Russia said something inflammatory, you know, like some like Russian congressman or something, probably some from some random federation, but that's all fucking bullshit, fake news, right? Like when you reposition your nuclear submarines, the last thing you want to do is tell your adversaries that you did it. I mean, you would want to cloak that in secrecy. That's the pinnacle of your military establishment, is your nuclear arsenal. So more fake news just to kind of instill more fear on people. Not that we're not close to war or nuclear war. We're probably closer than we've ever been, because we've been poking the bear for the last decade, and we've been ignoring the dragon. And those guys are homies, but we all forget about this. I digress again. So stay frosty, everybody. It gets weird out there. But there are pockets, and for the most part, things usually within our communities are not fine, but they're not as bad as the media may portray them to be. Obviously, things are definitely deteriorating, I'll tell you that. You know, the homeless situation in Los Angeles is getting really out of hand. I'm having some car issues. I wanted to do some live streams and some videos where I took you guys around to places. But I got to get my car into the shop. It's under warranty, so I got to get it in there. And when I get the rental, I'll take it around. But I've had to limp my car around for a little bit until they got the part in that they needed. So yeah, things are going to get worse, but we can ride this out together. And we can stay in a positive mindset about it all, because in reality, all this shit's fake and gay. It really is. It's all, you know, I know it's an internet meme, but it is all fake and gay. You know, if you let this stuff whip you up into a frenzy, that's what it's meant to do. If you just kind of read it and take it at face value and kind of dissect it for what it is, which is propaganda, you know, it's easy to see through the veil, and you'll live a much happier life. So I think with that, we're at 12 minutes. I'll probably sign out. What do you guys think about all the mass shootings and the attacks going on? Are these just symptoms of a sick society? Are these, did you see that? There are wisps of my incense that I've been burning coming through. I wonder if that's been on camera the whole time. Oh, well, you know, I'm kind of not a hippie at heart, but I do like incense. I've always liked incense since I was a kid. That helps ground me. It's part of I light incense when I say prayers to my God, which I did not do before this video. I probably should have. If I had God's guidance through this video, probably would have gone a lot smoother. So with that, like and subscribe. I see a lot of views on my shit. Let's start liking and subscribing, man. What else is out there? You're gonna watch fucking Neon? You're gonna watch, you know, Speed or KSI Speed, whatever his name is. Let me be one of those dudes, man. I want to be the Nelk Boys interviewing Benjamin Netanyahu and asking him if he likes McDonald's or Burger King better. That could be me, dude. And if you guys like and subscribe, that's how I'm going to do it. I'll tell you what, if I interviewed Benjamin Netanyahu, I wouldn't be asking him about fucking fast food, that's for sure. But like and subscribe. Have a good day, guys. I'm going to be back tomorrow because we're getting back on this making consistent video shit. Dude, I have wrinkles. I'm fucking old, dude. You see these? Maybe I should get Botox. Nah, we're keeping it natural. Peace out, Seacrest.